I should have wore a fitted. I should have wore a fitted. And maybe her love for me wouldn't have existed. But I don't think y'all get it. Cause that's the ending, so please allow me to start from the beginning. It's said that average women judge men on first impression by appearance and know if they want to fuck with them within the first 5 minutes. Now, despite the fact that when they stop clicking, she'll wonder why she always comes across the same type, and it will continue as long as she uses the same tactic to draw attention. A conscious mind is not held by flashy niggas, but listen. I have no intentions of trying to convince them that I'm different. Shorty say she liked the way diamonds shine and glisten. She ain't give a damn about scissors. She wanted to get to know Mark, and we shared the same letters in our name, call her materialistic. But on this particular day we met, I didn't have my wristlet. So there was a lack of interest. I appeared to be rather born to be specific, man. I should have worn a watch. Not to fit the description, but to pull the pin and stop time when it was ticking, to rewind and glorify our mind's distance. But I ain't tripping, cause that's the same week I met Delilah. We called her lies cause she never told the truth, so I followed the challenge of attempting to teach her to be honest. Not because I had something to prove, but because that's what a good man should do. Now when you're dealing with two people with opposite morals and values, they have everything to lose. I found that out the hard way. She had me going through some deep shit, man. I should've wore boots. Wanna run from your problems, bitch, you should've wore tennis shoes. You meet someone with potential and try to mold them to your liking, and when this unethical scheme doesn't work, they have nothing to gain, only you end up hurt. I spent a lot of time at the beach 1 week learning to surf. I met a girl named Expectancy. Hello expectations. I always said don't expect, just accept. She heard I was charming, so chivalry was all she would expect from me. But I'm a stand-up person with soul, no flip-flops about me. She sees as told I was sliding in the hill, man, I should've wore socks. Let me break those syllables down. No flip-flops about me. She sees his toes was sliding into the hill, man, I should've wore socks. I give baby girl her props. She ain't taking as hard as sensitivity, and damn, she knew me well. Got attached easily from her senses, I could tell. Met her at a gas station across the street from a motel. Comment on my pants sagging. I bagged her soon, she began nagging. I hate to see women cry, so it pained me to cut her off because now she wears a shell. Damn, I should've wore a belt. I should've wore jeans. That night I had a date with destiny. Appetite for destruction, and she got a sick recipe. Button up in slacks, I just wanted to look good for honey, but she assumed that since I dress well I like to spend money. Nah, I'm mad broke, but I'd rather not look it. Cleaning the same shoes, no name brands, teeth crooked, bus riding, cracked iPhone, tweeting and Facebooking. 3 seats ahead of me, I look up and I noticed that she was looking. Her name was Faith. Remember the one that ain't never been faithful? Only cause she thinks relationships are complicated by labels. I signaled her to sit by me. First thing she comments on is my shirt collar. It resembled a nice V. Too many niggas wear denim vests and white tees. 10 minutes in a convo, she claimed that she liked me. Never met someone who thinks like me. Enticing, how I didn't bring up sex or stare at her chest, admiring her breasts and her silky smooth flesh. And even if I did, she would digress cause she happens to possess a disease called HIV. And any nigga that come at her wrong, she passes it on. She informed me without me asking, which was good info to start with. Man, I should've wore a jacket. Not to cover up my shirt, but to warm her soul, cause she was so cold-hearted. Sorta like Artisha. Artisha was an artist, completely sold on vision. So the fact that I'm a wordsmith is disregarded. I met her at a party. I had on the Levi jeans and kicks, a cardigan and some Cardis. She cared about me hardly, but loved the way I dressed, cause I had her impressed. Made me believe we were compatible, but every time I wear sweats, she got the nerve to catch an attitude. Not cause I wasn't intrigued by her weave, but because I'm not good at showing my emotions. I should've wore my heart on my sleeve. But you ain't see nothing crazy, deranged. Chanel wore Chanel, and she told me that my eyes say everything that my mouth don't tell. Man, I should've wore shades. Remy wore Remy, and we've had a connection that was so great. But every time she leaves here, I can tell by how she waves she don't want it to fade. Let me break those syllables down. Remember, Remy wore Remy, and we've had a connection that was so great. But every time she leave hair, I can tell by how she wave, she don't want it to fade. Damn, I should've wore braids. At least this last girl appreciated me for my low cut, cause she wasn't shallow. She barely went low enough. Her intuition paid off like tuition, though she wasn't intuition. Need I break those syllables down? Nah, forget it. We'll call her Ambition, cause she was ambitious, and she praised my sermon of real niggas, the opposite of fictitious. Now for her, That was enough to make her Cupid's victim. As for me, she was cool, just not the type of woman I can have a relationship with, because she had too much in common with these other 9 women. Faith, Chanel, Remy, Destiny, Artisha, lies, expectancy, sensitivity, materialistic. Picky? See, she mentioned that my dress game was inconsistent, but the fact that I don't have to wear a hat shows confidence. But I had to cut her off. Had to cut her loose, because she wasn't what I envisioned, attracted to such a sophisticated image. I should have wore fitted. Maybe her love for me wouldn't have existed, but it certainly appears that I'm ready for commitment.